Port Priority 8 featured an insane slate of the all-time greats in what might be the most stacked event of the year. With just about every relevant player in attendance, you're bound to have missed something, so today I'll be breaking it down in a segment that I call the fastest 4 minutes. Here we go. We begin with Saturday, which was fully designed to hold just about anyone's short attention span for this game, considering what characters are in the meta right now, but maybe this is the future to maintain viewers. That being said, I can't imagine trying to commentate 4 matches at the same time, but props to the guys that tried. Saturday was filled with top players sweeping through their pools, low tier mains showing off what their characters could do, and character specialists popping off as they claimed their winner side slots for Championship Sunday. Moving on to Championship Sunday, which started off with all of top 196, and it legitimately felt like every single set was a toss-up. No top player was safe, including the people that you would usually expect to see in top 8 no matter what. One of those players, of course, would be Zomba, but he would ultimately lose the Game 5 set to Umeki and lose right away in losers to place 33rd. Umeki wasn't the only Japanese player going on a Cinderella run, as Kananabe continued to prove that he's in the conversation as best Fox in the world by beating Tweak in the Game 5 set to advance to top 32. Meanwhile, we got a small glimpse of vintage MK Leo as he pulled off the classic reverse 3-0 on MVD. And I say small glimpse because shortly after, MK Leo would go on to lose to Kananabe in a respectable Game 5 effort. Speaking of Game 5, there were a ton of Game 5 sets, and most of them ended up in heartbreaking fashion if you're somebody like me that likes to root for the underdog at all times. And if you don't believe me, well, let's take a look. There was Umeki losing against Akola in Game 5, Apollo Kage also losing to Akola in Game 5, Shattuck losing to Light in Game 5, Big D losing to Sonics in Game 5, and of course, Skinny the Pooh, that's right, the Mario that beat MK Leo at the last big tournament. And oh yeah, also managed to beat Shuton at this tournament. He lost to Pocket in Game 5 right before top 32. When I tell you this tournament was stacked, I absolutely mean it, because going into top 8, these were the 8 remaining players, and I haven't even had the chance to mention about half of these guys yet. Not to mention, where were people like Dabuz? And what about Gluto? Was Spargo at this tournament the second best player in the world? Or how about somebody like Meister, SkyJ, and Riddles? Well yeah, every single one of those players were at this event, and really all I can say for them is, they lost. After a full day of unpredictable upsets, insane Game 5 sets, and unforgettable moments, this is the winner's side top 8. But that's okay because the losers bracket featured more dittos than a Pokemon daycare, with Umeki facing off against Mutace and Light facing off against Kananabe. And while you might have expected both Mute and Light to dominate these sets, they both came down to the wire, and even though Light managed to win his set, it would be Umeki pulling off the upset to beat Mutace and advance to top 5. Meanwhile in winners, we kinda had the opposite happen. At first we all thought, wow, Sonic is broken, as Sonic's delivered a 3-0 to Akola to advance to winners finals, but that was quickly followed up with us thinking, wow, Sonic sucks, as Mia absolutely destroyed Ken in yet another 3-0. Losers quarters was a game of pick your poison, as Umeki would have to face off against Ken's Sonic and Light had to face off against Akola's Steve. Light and Umeki each managed to take a game, but it didn't really matter because Ken and Akola would end up clutching out Game 4 victories. Back on the winners side of things, it would be Sonics against Mia for winners finals. Two players that definitely have had an argument for best player in the world, and this will be the tournament to prove it. Despite Mia forcing Ken to switch off of Sonic in an earlier set in the bracket, Sonics was a different beast. Not only did Sonics manage to beat Akola 3-0, he would also go on to beat Mia in winners finals 3-1 to claim a spot in grand finals, sending Mia down to losers finals where he would face the winner of Akola and Ken. Now keep in mind, Akola did just get 3-0'd by a Sonic player. Surely Ken would be able to win this set then, right? Think again. Losers finals featured the classic matchup of Akola versus Mia, and even though Akola dominated this matchup for the longest time, it seems like Mia is finally starting to take control because he managed to beat Akola yet again. And with that, grand finals was set. And even though half of the viewers fell asleep hours ago because it's like 3 in the morning at this point, this would still be an insane grand finals at the most stacked event of the year. Mia would go on to take Game 1 and had people thinking that the Luminosity curse was still real, that Sonics would once again choke a grand finals after sitting from the winner's side. But instead, Sonics would go for the timeout in Game 2 and almost win the whole set, but almost doesn't cut it because Mia had reset the bracket. That being said, Sonics was showing signs of life. He managed to take Game 1 of the second set before getting timed out in Game 2. And in the biggest twist of 2023, after a grueling 50-minute set, Sonics had the crowd on his side.
What? That's gonna do it! Damn your seeds! Damn your curses! Damn your hates! That man is your damn champion of Port Priority 8!
Hey, if you guys liked the video and you want to support the channel, all I need you to do is subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 10,000 by the end of the year. I really appreciate it. And while you're doing that, let me know in the comments what your favorite set from this tournament was. I feel like there's so many to choose from, so it's really hard for me to pick one personally, but I'm sure you have one. Congrats to Sonics, and again, thanks for watching.